Okay. Are we going to touch? I'll be back a little bit. Okay, here we go. Hold that ball, chest tight. We're in our little Pilates V. We're going to take the hand, you're going to mirror me. We're going to take it behind on an inhale. Exhale, come around. Same hand, same direction. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. Now I'm going to reverse the direction. I pass to my other hand. The goal is to try to keep those arms as high as you can. Breathe, inhaling to come back, exhaling to come around. 2 more. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Take the ball to your side. Opposite arm comes up. And we're going to reach it down. Inhale to exhale. The ball travels down as my body side stretches. And we inhale to exhale. 1 more. Reach. And the other side. Arm comes up. We inhale. Beautiful side stretch. Exhale. Make sure that belly's pulling in and up. The hips are staying planted. And 1 more. We'll inhale and exhale. Ball is facing the thighs. We're going to roll it down and place that ball onto our mat. If you need to bend the knees to put your hands on top of the ball, that's fine. As I press into my ball, I'm going to round my spine. And then I'm going to reach it long and let the air back in. And I press into my ball. I round my spine. That's an exhale. Inhale, lengthen. So my gaze looks out towards the top. And then I round, eyes to belly. I release, inhale. And 1 more, exhale. Press into the ball. And release. Grab back on the sides of that ball. Using your belly, pull yourself back up for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Turn to face the side. The leg furthest away from your screen is going to step forward. The leg closest to me steps back. Okay? The leg is in front. The opposite hand is going to press the ball into the inner thigh. And the other arm is going to come straight up. We're going to lunge down, and as I come up, I'm going to press the ball into the thigh into the ball. My front knee should be over the ankle. My spine should be nice and tall. The breathing is inhale down, exhale up. And 4, and 3, 2 more. Here's 2. Hold it right here. Bring that ball up, pass it to the other hand, come under the thigh. So maybe you need to bend down a little bit more, but I don't want you leaning like this to get under the thigh. So if you need to, you go over top of the thigh and circle. And 3, good. And 2, and 1. Take the ball down to the mat and slide it back till it's halfway down the shin. And I want you to take your hands on each side of that foot. So rest that shin on that ball. And draw that knee in towards your torso, eyes to the belly, round your spine. Press out halfway, come back in. Inhale, exhale. Out, pull it in. Out, drive it in. I'm driving it in from the belly. Shh. Inhale out, exhale. And 3, and 2, and 1. Now take it out as far as you can go, then I take my toes onto the mat. Good. Opposite hand is my front foot, stays on the mat. And my other arm is going to reach up. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to come through and thread underneath that arm. And again, I'm going to inhale, lift up. Exhale, come through. And I lift up, inhale. You guys okay back there? 1 more. Lift up. Come through. Good. All right. Take that foot, flex it, the back foot. Take that leg off the ball and straighten that bent leg. And drop the head and chest towards that thigh. You feel that stretch? And then walk your hands towards the center of the room. I'm going to keep turning. And now I'm facing the other direction. You need to grab your ball and stack your spine back up. Woo! Are we warm already? Okay. Take the ball inside the thigh. So you should automatically already be on the opposite leg. All right, so nice and tall, bring the other arm up. I'm going to do a lunge. I'm going to come down, press into the ball. Inhale, exhale. Now remember, you should be going down, not forward. Down, not forward. And 4, 3, look straight ahead, 2. Now stay low, sweep that ball up to the arm that's straight up, come underneath and lift it up. Come underneath, lift it up. Or you go on top. I inhale, I exhale. And 3, woo, and 2, and 1. Put the ball to the mat, underneath, halfway down that shin. Hands straddle that leg and foot. Place the weight of that shin on your ball and drive that knee towards you, rounding your spine. Come a little bit out, come back in. Exhale, and in. Stay with me. And 4, and 3, good. And 2. Take that leg all the way back, toes onto the floor, whether they're flat or flexed. The hand opposite as the front foot stays on the mat. And I'm going to twist and reach up on an inhale. And the exhale, I thread that needle through. I follow it. And I inhale, lift. Use your breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the lips, and one more. And I reach. I come through, take the hands back on the mat, flex that back foot, drive that leg off the ball, straighten your front leg, head and chest, go towards that thigh. Both legs are straight. Use your breath. Always breathe while you're stretching. Makes it more enjoyable. Yes? No? Good. Okay, walk those hands back to me. Good. I'm going to bend those knees, open up those hips, give me a little stretch here. And then press through the heel of your hand, straighten your legs. Woo! Grab onto that ball. And then from your core, pull yourself back up. Take it into a plie. Mirror me. Ball goes to that thigh, other hand goes behind that head. We're going to work some obliques. So we're going to do a side stretch over, bend your knees more, and then use your oblique to come straight back up. Inhale, to exhale. Roll that ball. So that ball is going to move. And my hand just rolls through it and back in. My glutes are firing a little bit. I can feel my inner thighs engaged. 3 more. And 2. Hold this one here. Don't move the upper body except the arm. It's going to reach longer. I want you to bend the elbow, take my body up an inch, and then reach. It comes up an inch, and then reach. And while you're doing that, this opposite hip is pushing down towards that heel. So it's just a tiny up as I bend, and I reset. And 3, and 2. Hold it here, grab onto the ball, 2 hands, and bring yourself all the way up. Other side. So making that shelf, my thighs are making that shelf. My elbow goes up to the ceiling, and then it comes down that side wall. Inhale, exhale. Know where you should feel the stretch and the strength. It's all right here. This stretches, pull it in and exhale. 4, 3, use your breath, and 2, and 1, hold it over. Now reach that arm long. Now I'm going to bend my elbow, pull myself up an inch, and then reach diagonally higher. And exhale. And 4, anchor that hip, nothing else goes with you. And 2, and 1, grab onto that ball and bring yourself to center. Pull the ball down towards the crown of your head, resist, and press it back up. Squeeze those back muscles, bring it back up. Inhale to exhale, and 4, 3,
Good. 2 more. Here's 2 and 1. Bring the ball to center, straighten your legs. Now, right now, I want you to slide those shoulders back, squeeze the blades, then reach the ball towards me and separate your shoulder blades. Squeeze them together, but your arms stay straight, and bring it out. Squeeze them together and bring them out. 4, 3, give me 2 more, please. Here's 2, last 1, and let's take it down to the floor with grace and control. We're going to take that ball to the base of our spine, and then just give it a little bit of a flick, and then lean back onto it, lift up your hips, and come back down. I want you to draw those knees in towards your chest. Feel comfortable and get in that position. Take your time finding it. Now, if you'd rather not use the ball, that's completely fine. I'm going to be pumping the 100 in this elevated position like this. Again, you can come all the way down and put your head on the mat. Once you tabletop those legs, reach those arms long. I'm pressing into my center line, and I pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 20. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the lips. I'm firing those armpit muscles. My chin is to my chest. I don't feel strain to my neck. If you want, carefully zip those legs straight up. Remember, you're balancing back on that ball. Inhale deep and exhale. And inhale and exhale. You're trying to hold those lemons underneath those armpits. Yep, make sure you don't lose them. And you can lower those legs to a more challenging position, but don't fall off that ball. Don't forget to breathe. Loose feet, tight seat. You know that rhyme. Can you give me 2 more? Inhaling and exhaling. And 1 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Take your right knee, pull it in, reach that other leg to 45. Pull 2 times this knee. 1, 2. Switch slowly, pause. 1, 2. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, 2, exhale, 2. Can you feel your core working? That was not really a yes. Okay, we'll keep moving. You got it. Chin to chest. Don't make the weight of that head be held up by that neck. Hold it here. Grab onto the ankle. Zip that leg up. Pull, 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 pull. Here's your breath. Inhale, exhale. Boom, boom, and boom. Move with precision. Don't be flying those legs around. Bam, bam. 2 more. Make them the best ones yet, because you know you're done soon. And both feet to the floor, hands behind the head. I'm going to lift up my seat, travel the ball higher up my spine, and I'm going to do a nice little stretch. Vertigo people, you stop at parallel. If that's not your issue, you can go pretty far over, and then bring it back up, and I hold right here. I'm going to inhale, take it over. Exhale. And I inhale over. Good. And I exhale. Give me 1 more, please. Inhale, nice big stretch. Now hold it here. Let those elbows go wider. And then return back up. Lift up your seat. And I'm going to take my ball a little higher up. So now I'm at the tippy top of my shoulder blades. My seat is up into a bridge. My hands are supporting my head. My head's not on my ball. So my hands become the floor for the back of my head. Now I'm going to keep my chest still, and I'm going to let my back arch. So my seat's going to go to the floor. I got this big arch. I'm going to pull my belly in, tuck my tail, and come back up into this bridge with my head parallel to the floor. Feel like the weight, the anchor, is your sits bones, and they're just dragging down that seat to the floor. And then you're going to scoop the belly and come back up. The anchors are in the seat, not the back. And drive it back up. Let's just do 1 more. arch, bring it back up, and come all the way down. Hands go behind the thighs and sit yourself up. Grab onto your ball and make sure that your weights are close by. I'm going to put them one on each side towards the center of my mat. I'm going to lay down, I'm going to lift up my hips and put the ball underneath my pelvis. I'm going to grab onto those weights. Anytime I have my feet off the mat, you can have them on the mat. So I'm going to tabletop one leg at a time. My knees should be in line with my hips. Yep. Hold the weights close to your side. And we're going to do little toe taps without the pelvis moving. So I'm going to take my right toes down and bring it up. And I take my left toes. The breath is inhale down, exhale up, down. Now continue doing this, but see if you can balance with those arms parallel to the floor. So they're off the floor, and I'm trying to balance here. You got it. Now as my toes tap, I'm going to do a hammer curl and extend my arms straight back up. So as my toes tap down, my weights come towards my shoulders in a bicep hammer curl. My upper arm is not touching my mat. If you have to, go ahead. Just saying. Move from your core. Tap and lengthen. Tap and lengthen. Remember, you don't have to go as far as the mat. You can hover that mat if it keeps the pelvis still. 2 more each side. Inhale, exhale. 1 more right, 1 more left. Good. Then bring those arms straight up and toes tap down. My arms will go down towards the mat. I'm going to draw my knees towards my chest. And I tap my toes, arms come straight up. I reach my arms long. You can also just do single taps like we just did. I'm squeezing into my armpits. My shoulders are where they need to be, connected to my rib cage. And I go for 3. 2 more, please. And 2. I'm going to keep my legs up. I'm going to go to that tabletop and the arms come straight up over my chest. Now I want you to take the right leg straight out. Don't lose your balance and come back in. Take the left leg straight out. Come back in. Right leg goes out. Come back in. Left leg. Then my right leg goes out. My left arm will reach back. And I come back to center. When my left leg goes out, my right arm goes back. I come to center. The breathing. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. So if you move too quick, and if you don't move from your center, you're going to be really wobbly on that ball. So you really have to move slow enough that you can control your movement. If it doesn't feel good to the shoulder, make the movement smaller with the arms. 1 more. Good. Hold the arms up and zip the legs straight up. Hold the legs still. The arms, palms are turned in, are going to float open and come back up. We inhale to exhale. My elbows just have a little bit of a soft bend to them. Now I'm going to add my legs if you care to. My right leg will go down as my weights go out and I come back up. Left leg down for 2, lift for 2. Inhale to exhale. You got it. Squeeze the pecs as you come up. Feel the stretch across the front of the shoulders and the chest. Don't move too fast. We'll do 2 more each leg. Inhale to exhale. Keep those legs real straight, real straight. We got it. There's muscles in those legs. Use them. Inhale to exhale. 1 more. Good. And then place the weights down on the mat so your hands can rest flat on top of them. All right, so I want you to take your right leg towards you and your left leg away from you. That's 1 scissor. Switch, give me 2. Now I'm going to do a helicopter. My left leg goes left, my right leg goes right. I keep swinging them around until they're in a scissor. Give me 2 scissors. 1, pause on 2, Circle around, feel those hips opening. It feels pretty good. 2 scissors. 1, 2, helicopter around. The more I move my legs away from my center, the more my abdominals have to be working. 1, 2, reach long in both directions. Go. And 1, 2, left goes left, right goes right. Pause. And 1, 2, circle it around. One more each side, leading. We circle, belly in deeper, fire those glutes. Last one, scissor, scissor, circle, and bring both legs straight up. Legs in a Pilates V, loose feet again, tight seat, so rack those legs. Straight leg, lower lift. We're gonna go down, 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 zip it up. 1, 2, 3, zip it up. And lower, 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 shh. See if you can hover your hands off your weights. Don't fall off your ball. And no weights, just hands are off those weights. And I'm just trying to balance. I go down, 2, 3, zip it up. We're doing pretty good this morning. Inhale, 2, 3, 2 more. If you need to, put your hands back down, right? 1 more. We go lower. Hold here at 45. Draw the knees in like a frog. My knees are only as wide as my frame and push back out. My arms are still hovering off my mat. Take it in, press it out. Hold the knees in. I inhale out, exhale, return. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. My inner thighs activate as I press out, which means my glutes are wrapping. Yes. And I go for 3. Rely on that core to hold you on that ball. Last one. And hug those knees in. Take your feet down to the floor. I'm going to move my weights to the edges of my mat. I'm going to lift up into that bridge, pull the ball out, and come back down. I want you to put that ball underneath your right foot. Right foot. Arms go straight up, please. I'm going to take that ball. I'm going to roll it out and bring it in. Take it out and bring it in. I'm going to bend my elbows as my leg goes out and bring them straight back up as I bring the ball in. So it's tricep bend and extend. Out and in. Here we go. 4 more. Use your core to bring that ball back in. 2 more. Give me 1 more. Now we're going to do 1 more set. I'm going to give the option to press through your left foot and lift up into a bridge. Same thing. I roll it out, bend the elbows, and bring it in. Inhale, exhale, out and in. Lengthen and scoop. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And lower down. Take the ball to your other foot. Still hitting those triceps. All right, hips and butt are down. I bend my elbows, I lengthen that leg, I press back up as I come back home. Inhale to exhale. 3, 4. My elbows are hinged, my upper arm is staying in place. And 3, and it's directly up over my shoulder, that elbow. 2, and 1. I'm going to push through that right foot, come into a bridge if you choose to. Shoulders are heavy, back of the head presses into the floor. Roll it out, bend your elbows, bring it in. 7, 6, 5. Here's 4. You got it. And 3, and 2, and 1. Lower the feet down and take the arms down. Let's take 2 feet on that ball. And my toes are on. My legs are together, and I'm in a parallel position, not a turned out V. So my feet are in parallel, my toes are on the ball, okay? I'm holding hammers in my hands for my weights. I'm gonna roll the ball out and come back in. And I roll the ball out. I'm gonna add on to this. I'm gonna roll the ball out, stay, lift up the hips, bring them back down, and roll the ball back in. Inhale out. Press the weights down as I lift up. Lower those hips and come back in. I roll it out. I lift it up. Now, if that's too easy for you, I'm going to make sure that my feet now are molded on top of my ball or melting into the ball. From here, I'll bridge up. So you're either keeping your butt down or you're going to lift your butt up. We're going to roll that ball out, lift the hips, come back in, lower the hips down. We'll lift up, press out. Now, you're going to be doing something different if you're not lifting up right away. You're keeping your hips down, you're rolling it out, you're lifting it up, you're lowering it down and coming back in. Remember, I started there. This is harder lifting up first, rolling it out, bringing it in, lowering it down, and one more. Lift it up, roll it out, bring it in, and release. Okay. Lengthen those legs straight out. Reach the arms behind you, no weights. Lengthen the body. Reach, 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 reach. Good. And then bring it back in. I want you to take the hands behind your head. We're going to do some obliques. All right, so I'm going to try to keep my elbows nice and wide in a straight line. I'm going to inhale on the mat to prepare. Exhale, nod the chin to your chest. I'm going to take that knee closest to me. So you guys, the leg closest to me is going to pull into that chest. Okay? We're going to take the opposite leg and you're going to roll it out and in. Out and in. When I press my ball back out, I'm going to take the opposite shoulder as leg in front, rotate, come back to center. Out. So I'm trying to keep both of my shoulders off the mat, elbows off the mat. I want you to exhale as you rotate, inhale back in. 4. So it's a twist, not a glide. 2. Hold it right here. Lengthen that leg, it's bent, straight up. Reach the opposite hand as the leg. Reach for the outside of the ankle. We're going to pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, straight leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring everything back in and put your head down. How'd that go? Okay? Okay. Elbows are wide. Inhale on the mat. Prepare. Exhale, nod the chin to your chest. Curl up to the shoulder blades or off the mat. The opposite leg is going to come off that ball. Hold everything center. Roll that ball out and bring it back in. I'll cue you twisting in a second. Right now, I want you to make sure that your shoulders are away from your ears. Your shoulder blades are off the mat. Roll the ball out, rotate towards that bent leg, and come in. So I'm exhaling on the rotation. Don't get tired on me. Keep those shoulders off the mat. Keep your elbows off the mat. I'm taking that shoulder through, not my elbow, and my back should be heavy. Take your time. 3 more. 2. Hold it. Straighten that leg up. Opposite hand reaches to the outside of the ankle, and we pulse for 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everything comes back in. Take the arms out like a T. Float your knees to one side. I'm going to look away from my knees. My shoulders stay heavy. Use your core, bring it back up. And we'll float our knees to the other side. Keep those shoulders heavy. Enjoy the stretch. Bring it back up. And I want you to roll that ball all the way out and grab onto those weights. Okay. So arms are up over your chest. We're going to draw that chin to our chest. And as I come up, I want you to draw the knees in. I'll show you modification after this and see what I need to modify. And I'm going to press it back down. And my arms are straight up. Draw the chin to your chest. Feel like you're pushing those weights up as the knees come in. So it's like a roll up, like a teaser in between, and roll it back out. Now, if you want, when I draw my ball in, I can just take my head and chest up and push those weights up. So I don't need to take my whole spine off the mat, and then I can roll back down. So that's a modification. I can also start all the way up, get rid of my weights, put my hands behind my thighs, come back so far, and come back in. Okay, so pick what works for you, but don't strain, right? You're not allowed to roll onto your side. You're not allowed to use your elbows to help you. So if that's you, you need to do another variation. Okay? Just give me two more. We roll it away. Arms are straight up. I nod my chin to my chest. I feel that lower back into my mat. I bring myself up. I inhale down to exhale. Last one. Inhale to exhale. Now hold it here. Can you press your legs out and bend your elbows? Can you press back up as you bring back in? Out, in, out, in. If you want to have your hands on the mat and you bring the legs out and in, that's fine. If you want to ditch the ball and just do arms, that's fine, right? If you need to go back into a hug the knees into chest position, that's fine too. Let's just do four more. Press and press and press. Last one. Legs are straight. Reach the arms forward. Let go of the weights. Grab onto the ankles and pull your torso closer. Awesome. Okay, stack your spine and take the hands behind you. I'm going to soften my elbows so I'm not slouching. Make the ball more round than pushed into. I'm going to take my right leg from my front of my hip and my core. I'm going to take it off the ball and tap again. 2, bam. Inhale, exhale. Can you feel the front of that hip? And I go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Clasp the hands in front of you. C curve back again. That same foot that was just moving, take it off the ball. I'm going to rotate over that leg, come back to center. Rotate, come back to center. If this is straining to your back, feel free to put a cushion or a ball behind you to sit back into. Out. I'm going to add a press my leg out. I'll twist, press it back out. Twist, press it out. I can also have my hands to my mat still, and I can rotate. 2 more. 1 more. 2 feet on the ball, come up and over. Wasn't that fun? We still friends? We're all giggling, hee hee hee, no. Okay, bring it back. Hands go to my mat, soften my elbows. Make the ball lighter so I feel like my quads, front of my hips are already activating. My other foot is going to tap down, back up under the ball. It's not a rushed move. It's not a rush move, even though you want to rush and get done with these. 4, you'll thank me later. And 2, and 1, sit back up. Now, if you want that support, keep your hands here. Otherwise, I'm going to reach them out and clasp. And I'm going to round it back in that C curve. Shoulders down, belly pulling in and up. The opposite leg is going to come off. Then I'm going to twist over that leg and center. And twist. Maybe you want to put your foot down and twist over that leg. Try that. Does that help? Maybe. And I'll push the leg back out. So I'll bend and rotate, push it out. You got it. 4, 3. Whose idea was it to do these? Yeah. And bring it forward. I got it. And then pull. Okay, so let's take both legs off the ball. Roll that ball closer towards you. So my arms can be exactly straight. I want you to push the back of the legs into the floor, flex your feet. You're more than welcome to bend your knees, roll up your mat, right? And we're gonna take that chin to our chest. I'm gonna keep my lower back against that wall behind me. Roll the ball towards you, shoulders go down, crown of the head comes up, 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 up. Exhale. Inhale, shoulders melt as you're coming up. Now this time, let's roll that ball so far out. I'm not worrying about my lower back staying against the wall. I'm just wanting to get a nice big stretch. I feel it in the back of my legs. Roll that ball in, stack your spine. Inhale. Exhale, draw the chin to your chest. Roll it, reach it, scoop it, breathe it. Bring it back in. Now I'm going to take my legs a little bit wider. So I had to move my weights away. So I'm going to twist and take the hand furthest away from the center of the room. I'm going to twist, and that ball is going to go right against my inner thigh. And I'm going to roll it down as far as I can go. I'm going to look at my back hand, and I'm going to make sure that that glute that I'm twisting away from is just as heavy as the other glute. Bring it back in, bend the elbows, put the pinky on top of the ball, other side, roll it, look to your back hand. Lift up, inhale, 2, exhale. Inhale, up, rotate, exhale. Inhale, up, rotate, exhale. Give me one more. Twist, 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 twist. Breathe, scoop, get the tail heavy. Bring it back up, and let's go onto our stomachs with our ball. Yay! All right, time is it. Oh my. Okay, let's go. I think we started pretty close on time. Are you just saying that? Of course we started on time. Reach long. I'm catching on quickly. All right, so if you have lower back issues, take the legs further apart. You're good to go about a hand's width apart. All right, feet are flat unless your toes are cramping. Do what you got to do. All right, belly button's pulling in, making a house for a mouse. Connect the shoulders to your back. Then I start to peel my chest up. My head's along for the ride. I exhale, lengthen, scoop the belly button away from the mat. Roll the ball towards you. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And inhale, lift. Exhale. 2 more. Please make sure before you lift your chest, those shoulders are connected to your ribcage. So we don't want the shoulders to our ears. The arms are staying straight as arrows. Bring it down. Now this time, I'm going to come about halfway up. So I'm going to hover my head and chest. My left arm is going to reach behind me, and I can come up an inch higher, maybe. Bring it back, I hover. Now my right arm, so the opposite arm is long, pressing into my ball. I'm coming up into this little mini swan, and I follow the left. My palm is facing the floor, and I'm following it. I'm inhaling, squeeze the shoulder blade. Exhale, one more each side. If you need to get out of this quicker, go back into a child's pose. And last one. Inhale, 2, exhale, and now release the rest of the way down. Take your hands by your armpits and slowly transition back into that child's pose. Scoop the belly and round the back. Good. Come back out onto your hands and knees. The leg closest to me, we'll call me your screen. I'm going to take that leg out to my side. And I want you to make sure that the leg that's still on your mat, that the hip is directly over top of your knee, and I'm squeezing into my armpits. I'm going to take this leg really long, so I'm reaching my toes long. I'm going to lift it to the side and back down. 2. Good. 3. The belly has to be working. The glutes have to be working. 4. Don't rush. I'll just do more reps. 3, and 2. Hold it up, swing it around. Good. And then from here, we're going to lower it down and lift up. And I don't lift up any higher than parallel. I'm squeezing into my armpits. You can do this if you had to with your knee off the mat. Some people have knee issues. So you can just curl those toes under and do it this way if you would need to. You could stand up against the wall. One more, and then bring that knee back in. All right, the other leg, I'm going to slide it out to the side. You're going to notice one side is probably harder than the other. Let's see how this side does. Make sure your hip is over your knee. Squeeze into your armpits. Give me 8 lifts. Here we go. 1. Try to not lean to the other side. No eject buttons. 4 and 4. 3. You got it. 2, hold it up, swing it behind you. Now my hips are level, and I lower it down with control. I lift and squeeze. Inhale, exhale. 3, 4. Here's 4 more. Squeeze that booty. 3, squeeze those armpits. 2, and 1, and bring that knee in, and we're going to release the wrist back into a child's pose. So I make cups with my hands, and I just give a nice stretch to the wrist. Good. So I want you to grab that ball and place it between the thighs. Now, if your wrists are getting cranky, feel free to roll up the top edge of your mat and have the heel of your hands on top of it. So I'm just going to stay here now that I'm here. And the more you roll it and the more the heel is up of the hand, the less flexion to the wrist. All right, so I make sure that my hips and my knees are in a straight line. I have tension on that ball already. It's not just laying there, okay? I'm going to take my toes and flex them so I can see my toenail polish. Squeeze into your armpits. Push your back up against the ceiling. Put some more pressure on the ball and hover your knees off the floor. Now, if that's not cool for you, keep your knees on the floor, but keep pressure on the ball. So you can absolutely be working with your knees still on the ground. Got it? Let me hold it for 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let the back arch. Inhale. On the exhale, round, press into your ball, squeeze your armpits, lift the shins. And it's just parallel. So this would not be as hard, right? So I want to be here. 8, 7, tighten out that ball. Pull the belly in deeper. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. I'm going to add a little bit more variation. You don't have to. Okay? Inhale, everything sticks out. Exhale, scoop and round. Press into the ball, lift up. Holding this lifted position, I'm going to take my right leg out and then my left leg out. I'm going to hold this here for 8, 7. You don't have to. You can keep your knees bent. You can keep the knees on the mat. 4, 3, 2. Walk it back in and lower down. Inhale, everything sticks out. Exhale, round. Toes are curled. Squeeze into the ball, pull the navel in. And I'm going to take my legs back again. And I'm going to hold that ball tight for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees bent. Release. Roll that mat back out. And give me a child's pose stretch. Release those wrists. Ah, nicely done. All right, so put the ball away for a second. We're going to go into a forearm plank with our weights. I'm going to hold them like hammers. You don't have to use weights at all. You can have your hands flat to the mat. You can hold a hammer without an actual hammer, which is our weight. All right, modified plank back to your knees. A full plank will be off your knees. I'd like to do my next move. Now, if you have your knees off the mat, but the next part is too hard, the back knee, so if I'm turning towards you, my back knee would go to the mat to support. I'm going to rotate and face the center of the room. So here's what I'm talking about. I grab my weight and I'm facing the center of the room. Okay? And I'm going to come down and back up. I got this goalpost. I can have my bottom leg on the floor, right? So if you're facing me, that back leg would be supporting you. I'll keep my arm like a goalpost. Bam. 3, 2, 1, and place it back down. If you need a break, you lower to your knees. So if I go the opposite direction, whichever leg is behind me, that knee can go to the mat. Got it? So I'm going to take the opposite arm off. I'm in my goalpost still. And I'm going to let my body twist towards my mat, bring it back up. Inhale down, exhale up. Remember, the bottom knee can be down. And I do the same exact thing. Or maybe I just want to hold a plank. Maybe I want to hold a child's pose. Pick it. Give me one more. Bring it back around. Here I am into my plank. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, release. Weights go down and stretch back. How'd that go? Great. Great. Good. Okay, onto your side facing me and grab your ball. So you're going to mirror me, whichever side of my mat that I'm on. All right, stay with me, stay with me. All right, put this back here. All right, so I'm going to plop over my ball. It's right at the very bottom of my rib cage, so I didn't lift my hip and shove it under, just the very base, plop over. Now, if you do not want to have this weight on your shoulder, get rid of the ball and lay all the way on your side. Take the top leg straight out. For balance, you can keep your free hand here. If you don't need the balance, you can put it behind your head and you can put it on your hip. Got it? I'm going to lift my leg, hip height. I am not leaning into the shoulder, so squeeze into that armpit. Got it? Flex your foot towards me. Slide it forward, give a push, and back, give a push. Exhale, forward, forward. Inhale, back, back. I'm pushing off my forearm so I don't weight this shoulder down. Does that make sense? Can you feel the difference when you activate these muscles versus when you don't? Try to stay hip height. You can see your toes coming forward. Make sure it's straight out. Now hold this one here. We're going to drop it down and up. That belly is going to press in to lift this leg. Not easy today, is it? Now take the leg behind, small diagonal, just enough to open up your hip. I'm going to tap down and up. Now hip issues, you don't want to maybe have that extension, so maybe you want to be here and tapping down and up. 2 more, and 1 more, and bring it back to center. Reach those toes long. It's hip height, circle forward, round to come up, round to come up, round to come up. I want you to use the belly more to pull that leg up. Now reverse it. And I'm pushing this leg that's on the bottom down into my mat. And 3, and 2, and 1, and release. Support yourself. The forearm arm, make sure your weights aren't by your head. We're going to lay all the way down. Are these not your favorites? They're mine. We're working these nice love handles. Here we go. Up, 2, 3, big stretch over. I want your neck an extension of your spine. So I shouldn't have my chin to my chest like this or looking at my toes. I'm going to exhale, gently fire the glute as well to lift me up. Stretch the oblique long. So right here, this diagonal pocket, that's where you're squeezing. If you're not sure that's where you're working, put your fingers right there. Can you feel the muscles going bam? Remember, it's not on your hip. It's this diagonal muscle. Can you feel that? Check it out. You want to make a fist with those muscles. Exhale. I'll add on. I'm going to lift the leg as I lift. And I'm just going to do this for 8 more. I'm going to pick up my pace. And 7. You don't have to lift the leg. 6. And 5. Look straight ahead. Let me see your eyeballs. 4. There we are. And 3. Are you squeezing the bum? And 2, and 1, and stretch. You're welcome. Your free hand comes onto the mat to bring yourself up. I'm going to take my top leg behind me. I'm going to do a lovely little mermaid stretch. Yes. And then bring it back up, and we'll switch sides. Okay, we're almost there. We are almost there. You are going to feel amazing when you get off this mat today. Amazing. You got to trust me. All right, so I'm in the center of my mat. Shoulder, elbow in a straight line. Knees towards the top edge of your mat. Take your top leg, slide it long. You can use this for balance, but I don't want you turned, just a little bit of your tops of your fingers, okay? Lift this leg up, flex your foot. Now I'm going to swing it. Forward, give a push. Back. If you don't push this bottom leg down, it's going to be moving you all around, right? So push it down. Exhale, exhale. Think of the crown of the head reaching longer. Shh, shh. Make sure you're staying hip height. And exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale. 2 more. Shh, shh. Boom, boom. Belly, belly. But now take it forward. Foot is flexed. We're going to drop it down and up. Bam. Take your time. Belly. And 3. And 2. Now point the toes. Bring it diagonally behind you or out to the side. Tap down. Lift. And 4. Squeeze that booty. 3. 2. Now bring it back to parallel. And we'll circle. Round and pause. Round to come up. And I'm going towards my mat and then back up to hip height. Now let's reverse it. Away, zip up. And inhale, exhale. 2 more. That was easy. Lower that leg. Support. Bottom arm reaches towards me. Palm up. Go over your ball. Right here. Enjoy that stretch in your side. Now squeeze up. 2, 3. Over. Your elbow is sliding along the ceiling down that wall. Right. So if your elbow is pointing towards me, you're not hitting here. You want that diagonal muscle. Remember that diagonal muscle? Can you feel that? I put my hands in that little pocket. Make sure I feel that muscle going, "Rrr." And then stretch it. Here's the "rrr." Yeah. Exhale. Now, if you want, we're going to add on that leg. I'm pick up my pace. I'm going to go 8. Inhale over. Exhale 7. You got this. Push out bottom foot and leg into the mat. 4. Good. And 3. Stronger you. 2. And 1. You made it. Stretch. Woo! Nicely done. Take your free hand to push you back up. My top leg is going to bend and come behind. My ball is waiting for me to do my little side stretch. And I do my mermaid stretch. Arms are reaching parallel to each other. And I bring it back up. Okay. Turn to face your feet. Take that ball. My legs are 1 fist width apart. We're going to pick up our pace a little bit here. Reach those. Love it. All right, we're going to roll it back. You're going to choose how far you go back. Maybe it should be just here. And then come back up. You choose. You can go all the way down to the mat. Oops, I forgot to change this. And then bring it back up. But if I see momentum, that's like a 0. No credit there at all. So we can lay the head all the way down if you choose. If you do, you nod the chin to your chest first. Find that lower back. The breathing is on a teaser. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And I'm going to bring it up. Inhale, exhale down. I'm going to hold, I'm going to add on. Inhale, pick that ball up. On the exhale, kick the leg you're twisting over. Arms are straight. Bring it back. Roll it back down. Roll it back up. On the exhale, I kick the opposite leg. My arms are straight. Take the ball back on top of the knees and roll it back down. Pick what's going to work for you today. Inhale, exhale towards me. Bring it back onto the knees and exhale down. Eyes to belly. Inhale, pick it up, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Draw that chin to your chest. Lift it up. Now, if you want, you can kick both legs out and twist. Bring it back on. Take your time, rolling it down. Chin to chest, don't drag your head. Inhale. Exhale, your choice. Bring it back on. We're going to do one more each side. Aren't you excited about that? And then we're pretty much wrapping it up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Woo! Chin to chest. We never drag that head. We never lift without the back being pressing into the mat. Bring it back down. And I want you to reach those arms and legs long. You deserve that. Gorgeous. Bend your knees. Take the ball underneath your pelvis, gladly. And I'm going to take my right leg and reach it long onto my mat. Bend the left leg. You can pull that left leg towards you. Did class go by fast today? It most certainly did, because we had so much fun. Yep. Put those left toes down, straighten that leg out. Bring the right knee in, either one hand or two. Pulls it towards you as you reach the straight leg long. Beautiful. And then put the right foot down and then add the left foot to it. Good. Now I want you to give me a bridge. I want you to reach that ball towards your heels. So I just lifted up my hips, got my butt off my ball, and rolled it towards my heels. Yep, squeeze your seat. Make sure there's no pressure on your neck. Now bring the ball behind you. Both arms are reaching back. Hold it here. Legs are 1 fist width apart. And I'm going to take a nice big inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to slowly roll down my spine as my ball stays behind me on the floor. Yep. And then I want you just, once you're all the way down, to let go of the ball, but sweep your arms out like a T. Whoop. No ball, palms up, legs together. Now I want you to drop your knees towards me. Good. Hold that stretch. Now, keeping the knees stacked, you're going to take the arm that's behind you up to the ceiling, and then roll onto your side, and the hands and the arms are stacked. Okay? Now, this is the best part. Keep the bottom arm still. Lift the top arm back up to the ceiling. Now, my hips are not going to move, and I'm going to keep dropping the arm behind me without your hips moving. I don't know if mine moved or not, but I'm trying not to. So for some of us that are really tight in the chest and shoulders, I'm like, hello. Then bring it back over. And then this time, I'm going to kind of move quicker and bring my legs back to center. Now my legs are going to drop to the other side. My hips should be stacked. Take the arm behind you and roll now facing your knees. Good. So my hips are stacked, my shoulders are stacked. Take your top arm, and as I'm lifting this up, my bottom arm pushes down. So I'm looking up at the ceiling. Now don't move your hips, and slowly let that arm go over. Breathe through your stretch. Bring the arm back up. Stack those arms again, and then come back to center. And hug those knees into your chest. Good. Rock yourself up. And come into a quadruped position, hands and knees. We would love to be in this position. All right, so cat-cow. We're going to slide those sit bones up the wall behind you. Your eyes will go up the wall in front of you. And then round, exhale, eyes to the navel. And then again, inhale, let those shoulders just melt down towards the rib cage. And then exhale, open up those shoulder blades. Good. Now curl those toes under and pike back into that down dog and press those heels heavy. If they're way up in the air, walk your hands back a step. Try to press those heels heavy. Now I'm going to lift both heels and bend both knees towards my mat. And then press back longer, getting those heels heavier. Bend your knees, lift your heels, and press back. And give me one more. Bend those knees, press back. Keeping the heels heavy, walk your hands into the feet. Hold it here. Can you grab behind the calves and pull your torso a little closer to those quads? If that's not a good position for you, get out of it. Now, let the arms dangle, and my belly is what's holding my spine like this. Let them just circle on their own. You deserve that release. And reverse the circle. And I'm going to start to come up slowly. My belly's pulling in. And as I'm coming up, my tail is pushing down. I feel no pressure in my back whatsoever. Once my head is all the way up, I'm going to roll my shoulders forward and back. And I'm going to reverse it and back and up. And you have made it. Woo! Okay. Nicely done.